We're in Mount Washington, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got 2 questions, 2 answers for another episode of Ask Prof. Joey C.
Dan says, I have a full-time job and I hate showing properties during leasing season. I manage my own properties and I can get traffic with my marketing. Is there an alternative to realtors showing properties for investors like me? I don't mind paying, but most realtors charge a full month's rent to lease properties. Any suggestions?
Dan, thanks for the questions. I love talking to a true real estate pro like yourself. When I was in your position, I had a full-time job as well as I was doing deals. I would have my leasing done by my contractor, Alex. He was a great guy, a reliable person, and he had no problem opening up a few doors for me after I booked the appointment, soft sold them on the phone, and then he would walk them through the property, tell them the pertinent information, and then I would ultimately close them on the phone after he was done showing the properties. That worked out great during those times. Another great tip would be to utilize a college student or a young professional who lives in the area of your places that you're trying to rent. Give them a few $100s instead of a full month's rent, and that can make a lot of sense for their pocketbook as well as getting your deals done. There are also programs that allow you to let people in through a lockbox system. I don't like using these. One, because it opens up your property without you being there to possibility of someone being destructive or not respecting it. But even more important is you're gonna sell your property. You love your property. So these people have to have some type of physical contact with you or your person who's showing the property. So I don't recommend using these products. Danny Double Down C, we're going for number 2.
How much should I allocate for maintenance, repairs, and vacancies when I analyze my potential return on investment?
Vacancy. We take a 5% vacancy across our portfolio. The way we get that number is that's a good number in Pittsburgh across multi-units. However, we do a lot of single family and small multi-unit houses in developed or older neighborhoods. So those 5% vacancy rates are oftentimes used in big multi-family assets, which are much easier to manage, which are much easier to lease, which are much easier to maintain a small vacancy. So you may experience a higher vacancy rate if you're managing these types of units like we are, single family houses and multi-family. For maintenance and repairs, we assume $50 a month per unit. But we're managing a lot of big houses, 4 or 5 bedroom houses, and we're managing efficiencies in 1 bedrooms. So that 50 is an average that we found across our whole portfolio over the years. If you're managing a smaller portfolio that's comprised of mainly 5 bedroom houses that are 100 years old, that have a lot of deferred maintenance, your maintenance and repair number can go up. If you're managing a larger building that is very well maintained and has multiple units, your maintenance and repair will go down. So look at your portfolio and keep a running tab of how much you're spending each month and then determine that. So when you buy an old house with an old roof or old furnace, you'll know what that number is because you've averaged out other expenses on past properties and now you have your number going forward. Don't put that in there. That's not funny. You're like, Joe, look at this.